spreading out gravy from a green bean casserole. And then I'm gonna mix that pie crust in with the potatoes. Just when you think it can get better. Great. Let's see if I'm strong enough. Wow, I'm a good cook. Hey peeps, welcome back to the channel. My name is Drew, and today we are going to take our Thanksgiving leftovers and transform them into something amazing, spectacular, and maybe delicious. If you didn't see my last video, I took 15 American dollars and transformed it into a Thanksgiving feast for 8. Now we have a few leftovers and I need something to do with them. It is a dreary day in England, so I can't think of anything better to do than transform a peach pie into something savory. Why not, you know? So let's get on into it and see what leftovers we have and what's our plan. I will say we have quite a bit of leftovers here, and I think we're gonna make 3 dishes and an appetizer out of this. Here's that peach pie I was talking about. We're gonna see if we can transform that into something savory, like a cottage pie type thing. We have carrots, celery, tons of mashed potatoes, mashed potatoes, mashed potatoes, mashed potatoes. We have lard, cranberry sauce. This is interesting because we have our roasted veggies here, but on the bottom is stuff that we made our gravy from. It's just like carrots and celery emulsified, so we're gonna try to use that. We have a topping of onions and breadcrumbs, a very terrible gravy. It wasn't terrible tasting, it just has all these lumps in it, so we're gonna see what happens with that. Green bean casserole, we have some flour left, almost 200 grams of flour. We have carrots in here that were roasted, single cream, and then we have 5½ vegetable stalks and yeast, which I don't think I'm gonna use the yeast, but you never know by the end of this video. I forgot we also have some frozen green beans left, so we'll be using those. I'm gonna pop them in the microwave real quick, and then the first thing we're gonna do is chop our celery and carrots into little dices so that we can saute them for later. Oh boy. I took our bones and we have a nice chicken stock from that. So that will make some of our gravy for our casseroles. It is hot, hot. Okay, so here's the plan, Stan. We're gonna make 3 different casserole dishes. 2 are gonna be somewhat normal. The third one's gonna be a little bit off kilter, but we'll see how it happens. I think it's still gonna turn out quite decent. 2 of them are gonna be chicken. One's gonna be vegetarian. It would be vegan if the mashed potatoes didn't already have single cream in them. Then we're gonna make an appetizer of potatoes, and we're gonna take some of the gravy from one of the casseroles and have a little dipping sauce. So I think it's gonna be absolutely delicious. These have water in them. Let's see. We could probably use this water, huh? Dum, dum, dum. I'm going to slice up the green beans so they're more adjacent to here. Then we're going to saute some stuff, put some stuff together, and continue on our lovely way. We don't have much chicken left, but I think it'll still be good for 2 little pies. And we're going to chop that up into smaller pieces and throw the other thing to the side. Can you eat that gristly part? That's not my favorite, so we're gonna throw that away. Oops, I almost forgot my roasted veggies to chop up, but we're gonna chop those up just the same as the other ones and stick it in at the same time. And here's this weird, disgusting mixture that I have of emulsified carrots and celery, so that's gonna be interesting, but I think we're gonna put it in our mashed potato appetizers, and I'm gonna have to chop that up a little too. Put those in. We have some roasted carrots that I'm gonna chop up a little bit and throw those in, and then we'll start sauteing away. I will admit that if you don't like celery and carrots, this may not be the meal for you. However, if you have any other vegetables lying around, you could easily take these and transform it with your vegetables just the exact same. So, you know, reason to despair. We're going to throw all of it in because we have 3 different pies. Maybe even make 4. We'll see. I'm going to throw the carrots and celery in because I want the celery to go down a little bit more and the carrots need to cook as well. And then after that, we'll throw in the green beans in a little while because those are already warmed up, and so they basically will take no time at all. I'm going to throw some water into this to help the sauteing process down, put the lid on. I don't think I'm going to use lard for this part of the recipe because 1, a lot of other stuff already has a lot of fat in it, but 2, if you want to add lard to it and fat to help saute them down, you can. No worries. We have more green beans back there in the green bean casserole, so we'll probably just put these green beans in 2 of the casseroles and then only use the green bean casserole green beans for the 3rd recipe. I should probably tell you what we're doing. We are going to do a chicken pot pie with the pastry crust that we have left over. And since they're just in these small little ramekins, it should be plenty of pastry that we're going to put on top. The next dish is the vegetarian one, and that will be more like a shepherd's pie. I have some pasta sauce in the fridge that needs to go and some basil, so I'm going to be using those 2 things as well as curry powder for a spice, and those are the 3 things that didn't come from this stuff. Then on the 3rd dish is our experimental dish, and we're going to use the mashed potatoes. I'm going to try to blend the pie crust with the mashed potatoes, take the peaches and the cranberry sauce as like a sweet element with chicken and the gravy, put some curry sauce in with some vegetables, and I think it's going to be pretty good. I'm pretty excited about that one. Next, I'm going to strain in our chicken stock into this bowl. But I have this genius idea, guys, that half this cube of vegetable stock was left over, and I think I'm going to put it in the bottom of this while it drains, and maybe it will start dissolving that on its own. Let's see if we can get the chicken bones out with this spoon. Put that in here. Drain, drain, drain. This stock smells so good, guys, inside the house while I was cooking. It is out. Oh, gosh. Okay. Drain, drain, drain. Just ignore the situation happening. That's my theory. I should probably just... reuse this pan and put the gravy in there for one of our pies, and then I don't have to use this other pan, so that's nice. Did that dissolve the cube already? This is the worst cooking segment of my life. Anyways, okay, there's the cube. It's still there. Mash it. Mash, mash. It's softer, so that's good. Get good to go. I think I'm going to put it over here and not put it in the pan quite yet, just in case I want to use that for something else. Perfect, perfect. I'm really steaming these because I really want them to be nice and soft before they get in the pies, because everything else is nice and soft. So, put some salt in these. And a little pepper. Okay, so our veggies are done, and we're going to put about 1/3 of this mixture into here for the pot pie. Good. Then we're going to start on our gravy. For the gravy, we're going to put a little lard into the pot. Get that melty, and we're going to get our flour and put a little bit of that in. Mix it around. That smells like it's burning. I'm sure that's not great. But I need it high. I don't know. I'm just going to put some of this in. We probably don't need much. Okay, I think I've determined I'm not good at cooking gravy. Maybe I just don't have enough butter or lard or whatever. But hopefully the lumps will cook out. The last time I made gravy, the lumps didn't cook out, so... I'm not a gravy maker, but I'm straining the gravy and starting over with that because my lumps are just too much, and I refuse to have lumps in gravy this time. There's all our lumps. Not that lumps are bad. Well, they are in gravy. they give you lumps. Gravy lump. Can I just smush this out some? Oh, maybe we're coming up with new kitchen techniques. No, I think that is gonna lump up again. Okay, we're putting this back in. We're gonna take what we got from the strainer. I think I'm gonna try. I think it might be okay. There's a few lumps in there still. You can't see that at all. They're coming out actually. So, lumpy gravy, use a fine mesh strainer. It's not completely lumpless, but you know. I have an idea. I'm not gonna get my gravy from my mashed potato appetizer from this. I'm gonna get it from the gravy and casserole and see if we can work it down. That way we can use all the gravy in here, because this looks more like a chicken pot pie gravy. It tastes chickeny. That's good. It needs some salt. Really good gravy. Okay, we're gonna throw our vegetables in that we saved for the pot pie. Bing, bang, boom. We're gonna throw half our chicken in. Then I'm gonna work on getting some green beans out of here. It's official, Yin can't see this footage. She will die at this. But you know, life will go on. I feel so dumb. There's so many times when I'm cooking, I'm just like, whose idea was to do it that way? Chop this up. 2 seconds, really. We're gonna put this in here like this. Wow, y'all see that? It is almost like perfect. Pot pie filling. Then we're gonna take our dough, and I'm gonna squish this out with my hands because we don't have a rolling pin here. And I honestly think that if I just put this kind of like on top in little lumps, that it will kind of melt across it. So that's what I'm gonna try. On to our next pie. This is the shepherd's pie, and we have half our green beans. We're going to take, where is my spoon? What did I do with the spoon? Okay, I lost the spoon completely. We're gonna take half, or a little bit less than half of this maybe, because that's a lot of mixture. This is gonna be our vegetarian pie. We have leftover pasta sauce. This pasta sauce is so cheap. It's like 49 cents here. Put that in there. We'll see if we need more than that. And then we have some basil that we got on sale for 25 cents, or I probably wouldn't have this. And I'm just gonna take some basil leaves, wash them up, put them in, chop up our basil, and stir this up. A little pepper. And then I am gonna do a little salt, just to make sure. I know that pasta sauce will have some, so a little bit of salt. Here's our leftover mashed potatoes. I put them all in one thing. Of course, that failed. I like a hefty layer of mashed potatoes. We're gonna take a fork and we're gonna just, you know, give them a little bit of texture. Never mind, I don't know how to do this pretty like. Then I'm gonna take this onion topping and just put it over the top. Sprinkle it on. It's not even vegetarian anymore because it has pork lard in it. Our second pie. Okay, my camera battery is about to die, but this is where things get a little bit dicey. We have these peaches right here from the pie. I'm gonna chop those up a little bit more. Then we have the crust of this pie. And I'm gonna take this crust as much as I can. I have the crust, and I'm gonna mash it up. This crust has actually a lot of lard in it, so it crumbles very well. So that's why I think, because it's cooked all the way, I'm gonna mix it with the mashed potatoes. A little over half the mashed potatoes that we have left. Okay, we have our potatoes here. And then I'm gonna mix that pie crust in with the potatoes. If you really want to get into it, you can do a food processor and food process that in. But I think the pie crust will melt into the potatoes a little bit more moisture. So they should brown up some because you have that pie crust fat in it. We'll see. It's just literally a mixture that you can see the difference in. The green beans and chicken that we have left, there's that. I'm going to add gravy in with this. I'm going to put the basil in. I have to go get my curry powder. This is actually a curry powder that I got in Vietnam, so it's a Vietnamese curry. It's kind of spicy, so I'm hoping that will go good with the sweetness of the cranberry sauce. and the peaches in this. And I don't think I want to put too much because it is spicy. It's so orange. Maybe 3 grams of curry powder or so. Wow, it smells good. We're gonna get our cranberry sauce. We're gonna put our peaches in here with that. Bam. This is the weirdest thing I've ever made in my entire life. You have the curry and cinnamon powder. Then you have the sweetness and the spicy. So hopefully it'll be pretty good. And then I'm just gonna chunk that on top. Wow. This is crazy. Is this gonna be too much cranberry sauce? I guess we'll find out. One thing you'll notice that we don't have extra of is the stuffing. I'm not keeping extra stuffing around. That's all mine. Spread this out on top. Then get my potato mixture. Wow. This is gonna be our biggest pie yet too. And then we're gonna take our breadcrumbs, do the same thing. Not make a mess, that's our goal. I'm just gonna put them the rest on top. Yum. Now they're gonna go in the oven. I think I'm gonna bake them at like 350 for 30 to 45 minutes probably because they're still cold. Okay, while the pies are in the oven baking, we're gonna make our mashed potato appetizers, but I wanted to show you real quick exactly how much stuff we have left. So we have our chicken stock, we have some celery and carrots, gravy, and then 5 stock cubes, I think. But also behind here, we have, some mashed potatoes. And so I'm gonna make soup with this and add some potatoes to it, and it'll be the perfect potato soup. So I'm very happy that that's basically all we have left. We're gonna make this quick and snappy because I don't want to spend much more time with this. This is the celery and carrots that we have to chop up a little bit because it's just fiber basically, all this is. So I'm gonna take this, and we may only use half of it. Maybe we'll put that in our soup because I don't want to put too much in here. It's pretty much just fibrous. I don't even know if it will really make a big difference in there. We have our potatoes here. We're going to put those in. And then I'm going to put a little bit of flour in, I think. And I want to make sure the flour gets done all the way, so I'm not going to put much in here. I don't know if my bowl's big enough. And I just got flour on the stove. This is what we're going to do. We're going to get a new bowl. I didn't want to do this, but here we are. Move this over. New bowl, because I want to put some salt and pepper in these. They didn't have the most flavor as potatoes, mashed potatoes, so I want to make sure it has some flavor in it. But I'm hoping those carrots and celery will give it good flavor. A little pepper, a little salt. I swear this pink salt does not have much flavor in it. Who knew that salts had different flavors? We're going to put this on our back burner. We also have little breadcrumbs that I just found. Turn this on. And I'm going to put some lard. Quite a bit. I would say that's, I don't know how many grams, 10 grams or so maybe. But I'm going to do quite a bit of lard because we have plenty. Not handle flour on the stove. Oh gosh, see, bad thing about induction stoves right there. I think we'll do a few crusted in the breadcrumbs and then a few without it. And we are gonna make potato patties. I wanted to make little potato things because I feel like that was more appetizer-y. But what do I know? And I want to make sure that flour cooks all the way through, so I'm just gonna do that. Put it in the breadcrumbs real quick. This will be still quite a bit of potato. appetizer things. Wow, that smells like pork. That lard has not smelled like pork to me at all. Besides just now. Wow. Ooh, I don't know if I love it. I bet the first ones are about ready to be flipped. Apparently I'm going to be pushing them around the pan. Okay, that got some really good crispy brown on it. Okay, so I will say the key to these is making them smaller. Because the smaller they are, the easier they are to flip. He's not ready yet because he was the last one to put in. I forgot, we're going to take the gravy out of this and put it into here, and then we're going to warm it up in the microwave, and that way we have a little dip for our sauce. I thought that would be fun. I'm going to just go ahead and use this. If it has a little green bean in it, I guess that's not terrible. This is the oddest thing I've probably ever done in my entire life when it comes to cooking. Separating out gravy from a green bean casserole. Okay, I think I want to keep them going a little bit crispier. Okay, I'm going to keep this going a little bit more, finish out our gravy, and then I'll be back again. Guys, look at these babies. Look at the crispness of them. I don't know if they have that crispy of a skin. Let's give it a test. Can you hear that? Anyways, they look absolutely delicious. They smell like homemade hash browns. Wow. This is, I thought I would hate this, but it's delicious. I think the pork lard really comes through with it. And then I put those breadcrumbs on them and it gives it the crispiest crunch. Wow. I'm so excited for you to try these, and she's out of town for 2 days. So I'm going to put it in the fridge and air fry it for him. It's like the best French fry situation. I don't know how to describe it. Then we have this like lumpy gravy. Has some green beans in it just for, you know, health. Let's get some of this. Put some gravy on it. We warmed it up. Just when you think it can't get better. Gravy. That is so successful. The pies are about to come out of the oven. Let me show y'all that. And then I'm going to have to let them kind of calm down before I eat them. They are a-bubbling. Let's see if I'm strong enough. Can you hear the bubbling? Wow. So far, I would say this is highly successful. That potato dish, I would give a 9 out of 10. I would almost venture to give it a 10 out of 10 when you put the gravy on it. Did not think I liked refried mashed potatoes like that, but man, they're delicious. So I didn't let them cool down too much, but I'm ready to eat. We're gonna start with pot pie and then work our way over to the most interesting one, of course. So it smells so perfect and like chicken. Absolutely delicious. Or I hope it's delicious. The pie crust, like I said, didn't get super brown, and I actually didn't brown it anymore. But I think it just has too much lard in it to flour ratio. So next time when I make my pastry, I would definitely make that without as much lard in it. But I still think it's going to be cooked enough. Delicious. That is an excellent chicken pot pie. Like, the only thing that I would want, and it would actually happen whenever it cooled down, is that the gravy got a little bit thicker. I've never made chicken pot pie before, but so easy, so delicious. Y'all should literally try this. Okay. Wow, I'm a good cook. Oh, let's put that to the side and go try the next one. I'm like amazed at how good that is. I should probably get a different spoon. Does it matter? I'm gonna go for this crust that was bubbling up over here. This is the shepherd pie, vegetarian shepherd pie thing. Yum, yum, yum. Okay, you see we have all the crispy onions from the top of that. And then we turn it around and there's the filling. So, I can't get over how good. That, I would probably give a 7 out of 10 just because the pie crust needs to be a little bit more crispy. But if that pie crust is good, I would definitely get that with 9 out of 10. No doubt about it. Now, for this one, smells like spaghetti sauce. Because that's what's in it. There's some bite. It was good. Then I got the crispy onion in there. This one, I was looking forward to the least. And man, if you have never tried potatoes and tomato sauce together, they make the perfect combination. Okay, well, I would give this, I think it could use just a little bit more hints of flavor. I would also give that a 7 out of 10 because I think it could just use a little bit more flavor. But it has pasta sauce flavor at the bottom. Then you get the crispy onions on top with the potatoes and tomatoes. Such a delicious combination. Yum. Okay. No, definitely both a success so far in my opinion. I probably shouldn't do that. I'll be nice. Wow, that is so good. Maybe I think that I can give the potato one an 8 out of 10 because the flavor of it is absolutely delicious. I'm going for another one of the corners that bubbled up. That's why I put it on this pan because I was like, it's gonna bubble. I'm so excited. It smells like curry, but then can y'all see in here, and I guess you can see it right here, the cranberry sauce, but it smells like curry. So it's the most interesting. Wow. Okay. Y'all ready? Oops. Okay. I think it's a little bit too sweet. It tastes a little bit too jammy for my taste. However, the curry has a decent amount of spice. And then when you get that little bit of sweetness with the curry and then the crispy onions on top, it definitely works together really well. So, I would give this a 7 out of 10 too. I think people would definitely like it. They would eat it. It has nice, really nice curry flavor. Next time, I would try to mix the cranberry sauce and peaches with something else so that it wasn't so sweet. That is my take on this. We'll definitely be eating all this too. Absolutely delicious, guys. I am so happy with this whole meal. I mean, the average rating of it is probably like an 8 for the entire 3 pies and appetizer. Well, I'm absolutely insanely over the moon about how this turned out. Thank you all for coming along with me today. I hope you enjoyed it too. If you did, please subscribe down below. I would really appreciate that. Give this video a like, and I hope to be doing this more for y'all in the future coming up. Let's go out and make the world 1% better today, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye, guys.